It's going to be good.
Me too. Gosh.
All right. Well, allergic reactions can be very serious, even deadly, if you're not aware of the symptoms and how to prevent them. So Andy Crouppen of Brown & Crouppen is here with a few tips to consider. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. There is some fascinating stuff in here I had no idea when it comes to drug allergies and things like that, and how it can happen so quickly when you have an allergic reaction.
Yeah, I think when people think of allergies in general, they're thinking a little runny nose, maybe your eyes are itchy, but if that's all it was, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking about it today. They can get much more serious than that. What you really want to be worried about is food allergies, which the most common people have all heard of, young kids being allergic to peanuts.
Right.
There can be shellfish allergies, seafood. Some people have latex allergies, which are actually sometimes closely related to, I actually have this, there's some commonality between avocados, what else, melons, and a couple other vegetables, cucumbers, that are somehow closely related to a latex allergy, where you get a little itchy throat, which can actually, I didn't realize that until recently. I haven't had any reaction, I just eat them anyway, but I realized that what happens with allergies is, even if you have a very mild reaction, what's scary is you can have a much more serious reaction at any time. So you want to, if you have any sort of allergy other than, you know, sort of seasonal stuff, you want to make sure you check in with your doctor and know what's going on. You can go into anaphylactic shock from food allergies, or another really serious side effect is what's called Stevens-Johnson syndrome.
And this would be a drug allergy?
Generally, it can sometimes be idiopathic, but most of the time when there is a known cause, it's generally related to a drug. And please, do not Google Stevens-Johnson syndrome and look at the pictures, because it's a really terrible, terrible allergy.
This is my niece has this. She took penicillin for the first time when she was about 4 months old, and she had a severe reaction as far as hives all over her skin, and what I was told is that if she was to take penicillin again, it would be much more severe than what she had the first time.
Sometimes you get those hives and it's sort of a precursor to Stevens-Johnson. It's sort of a one warning. Call your doctor, make sure the doctor knows exactly what's going on, because sometimes what can happen is the next time you don't just get hives, you end up with Stevens-Johnson, which can cause, it's a reaction that causes your epidermis to separate from your dermis, and it's generally treated, or people, when you go into the hospital, they think you're a burn victim, and sometimes you end up in a burn unit, because it's a terrible disease and can be fatal. So you want to be very careful with allergies.
Well, and when you were talking about the food allergies, I had an allergic reaction to shrimp about 3 years ago, and I've never been allergic to seafood. But so should I worry about eating shrimp from now on? You know, could the reaction get worse?
Potentially, yeah. And one thing you can do, consult your doctor certainly, but what they can do is they can give you an EpiPen, which is just a little shot of epinephrine, I believe, and you got to use it properly. But in situations where you're having some sort of acute allergic reaction, that pen can actually sort of prolong the time you have to get to the hospital to make sure that you don't go into anaphylactic shock, which is when your throat closes up.
Well, and something else that I read that really startled me was when it comes to bee stings, sometimes people are stung for the first time, and I mean, it can be lethal then. It
can, especially with younger children. If you see that it's sort of going not like a normal bee sting should, just sort of a small reaction, a little pain. If it looks like it's getting worse, maybe some perspiration or sort of shortness of breath, you just want to err on the side of caution. Call 911 immediately, especially with smaller children.
Okay, thank you so much. Very important information here, and we appreciate you coming in. And if you have a legal question for Brown & Crouppen, all you have to do is email us at greatday@kmov.com, and we will pass along